I believe Jasmine tricked me into this open marriage idea. She had Matt selected and she proposed an open marriage to cover her ass.
He doesn't care about me. He never did.
It's Gino for you.
I haven't started the paperwork yet. I would prefer to wait for a recession when the market completely drops because I don't want to share money with Jasmine for free.
Typical Gino. Trust him of all people to not want to get a divorce, want to time it with a recession in order to save a few bucks. I mean, most people wait for the right person to marry. Gino's out here waiting for the right economic downturn to divorce. But is that just an excuse? Could it be, is there still a small part of Gino that doesn't want his marriage to actually be over?
I mean, there might be a small chance of hope for us, but I would say it's small.
Now, as I'm sure you recall, the last time we saw these two, after Gino had just told Jasmine that he wants a divorce, he was driving away, leaving Jasmine on the floor with a pile of her possessions. Now, as is the norm these days, after a fight with Gino, Jasmine turns to Matt and asks him to come and get her. Like, honestly, the funny thing is, despite us all seeing it coming, right, Jasmine somehow was shocked that Gino wanted a divorce, and now she seems devastated. But while I don't doubt that this stings, right, if we take them at face value at least, both still claim to have feelings for the other. Jasmine's anger here is only gonna make things worse.
The things he's accusing me of? Where is the evidence? He doesn't care. He wants to believe whatever the he wants to believe.
Remember, Gino says that he has evidence that proves Jasmine and Matt were in a relationship before he agreed to open up their marriage. Now, Jasmine is still denying this, but that isn't exactly a surprise, is it? She's always going to deny it. Like, whatever happened between her and Matt before the last resort, I don't think that Jasmine will ever just admit that she's done anything wrong. And Gino is over it.
I believe Jasmine tricked me into this open marriage idea. She had Matt selected and she proposed an open marriage to cover her ass.
Jasmine did clearly have Matt selected, right? Maybe that was to cover her own ass, but he agreed to it. No one held a gun to his head and forced him to accept it. In fact, quite the opposite. Everyone tried to convince him just how bad an idea this was. Like, he was warned, especially by the guys, about everything he's now complaining about. But regardless of whether Matt and Jasmine were just friends or they were lovers back then, like, at this stage, there's no point crying over spilt milk. What's done is done, and any trust that Gino once had for Jasmine is now dead.
I just have a hard time believing Jasmine nowadays because she's lied to me so many times. I don't know when she's telling the truth or not.
And while Gino didn't exactly give Jasmine much of a chance to defend herself against the phone record allegations, like when she tried denying it, he said he just didn't want to hear it. Ultimately, if he's made up his mind, if he's not going to believe her anyway, then what is the point of a long drawn out conversation? When the trust is dead, when you don't believe a word coming out of your spouse's mouth, then nothing they say is going to make it any better, is it? But by the time that Matt arrives to pick Jasmine up, Jasmine is in quite the state. Like, she's barely even speaking.
Don't worry about that loser, honey. Don't worry. Come, beautiful. There you go. Oh, be careful.
This situation here, this whole weird dynamic between Matt and Jasmine doesn't make sense to me. Like, Matt, this so-called ladies' man that's happy to ruin marriages, a guy that went into this supposedly with the understanding that no emotions would be involved, is now clearly besotted and probably in love with a woman that's this devastated about her husband. Like, I'm sorry, but she's clearly not that into you, Matt. Like, she's using you for a ride in both senses of the word, and she's using you for a place to stay. I don't think she loves you back. I just don't understand what the upside is for him. Why is he sticking around in such a messy situation on TV for the world to see? He's not exactly coming out of this looking good, is he? Now, remember, at this point, from what we know at least, at this point, although Jasmine is pregnant with his child, she either doesn't know herself or she hasn't told him yet. And all she does keep saying, what she keeps on repeating, is that she hasn't done anything wrong. Like, she just can't believe what Gino's accusing her of.
Gino knew that I was friends with Matt and he will give me rides to the gym. So that doesn't prove whatsoever, and I have an explanation for those calls.
That's the thing that hurts the most, Jasmine says. Gino's divorcing me for something I didn't even do, at least according to her. Now, regardless, right, there are plenty of reasons why these two should get a divorce anyway. But Jasmine insists that cheating isn't one of those reasons.
And that's why I'm so hurt, because it's like someone receiving a life sentence for a crime that they never did. That's how it feels.
Oh, give me a break with this. Life sentence, she says, a crime I never committed. You're literally pregnant with another man's baby. What the are you talking about? Now, when she tells her little minion Matt what Gino has accused her of, Matt, of course, takes her side and says Gino is just making up scenarios in his own mind. I'm sorry, but do I believe what either of them is saying? No, it just means that neither is willing to own up to it in my mind. Either way, for what it's worth, Matt, despite how devastated Jasmine is actually quite happy at how this meeting between Gino and Jasmine went. Hopefully, he says, hopefully Jasmine now realises that I'm the right man for her.
And see that I'm the one that's picking up the pieces. I'm the one that's always supporting her. So she can see what a real man looks like.
Now, given what his ulterior motive and his end game is, hearing Jasmine reveal to him that Gino now wants to divorce her isn't exactly the saddest news that Matt has ever received. Like, he's secretly delighted by this news. It gives him the opening that he was hoping for. I mean, she is already living in your house and sleeping in your bed. You are practically, by all intents and purposes, a couple anyway. But Matt is still holding out for more. He wants her love too. And he's hopeful that this might be his way to get it, finally.
He me over, Matt. He doesn't care about me. He never did.
It's Gino for you.
Matt might say that as if he knows Gino personally, but you do have to question how well he actually knows Gino. I mean, we saw them talk on the phone once at the resort, and even then Gino didn't want to speak to him directly. He didn't want to see the guy's face. So do I really think that they got back from the resort and they all got along well? Matt got to know Gino? No, I don't think that at all. You've got to imagine everything that Matt's basing his opinion on comes via Jasmine. Hardly unbiased, is it? But, and here's where things take a quite strange turn. When we join Gino as he's driving home, he tells us that he can't live with the cheating, but, shockingly, despite only just telling Jasmine that he wants a divorce, now, he's not sounding quite so sure.
I mean, there might be a small chance of hope for us, but I would say it's small. Small.
No, Gino, you closed that door. Keep it closed. Forget small hope. There should be no hope. Now, the next time we see Gino, he's searching for a coffee maker to replace the one that he gave back to Jasmine. But this is Gino after all. And if there's one thing we know about Gino, he's not exactly one to splash the cash, is he?
I love the thrift stores. I mean, I'll fill the whole freaking cart up. Air refresheners, disinfectant, decorations.
Gino is notoriously cheap, so it's not exactly a surprise that he's shopping at a thrift store. And what's not to love? I mean, there's plenty of bargains to be had, which include a variety of hats, plenty to keep Gino's heart happy. But on that topic of trying to seek out a bargain, turns out that applies just as much to his divorce as it does to a coffee maker. You see, Gino tells us that this is why he hasn't filled out his divorce paperwork yet.
I haven't started the paperwork yet. I would prefer to wait for a recession when the market completely drops because I don't want to share money with Jasmine for free.
Wow, okay. Well, that is one way to save money on a divorce, I suppose. Another might be to get yourself a good attorney, but that costs money, so this is a better way for him. Now, for as interesting an excuse as that is, it turns out it is an excuse, because he himself admits that isn't the only reason why he hasn't filed for a divorce yet. I'm still processing my emotions around the breakup, he tells us. But while he is processing, Gino is still speaking with Natalie.
Where are you? What is that?
I'm at the thrift store and I found a few clothes when I was browsing around. I found a couple of hats.
I'm sorry, I want to put this in a polite way, but Natalie doesn't exactly strike me as the thrifting type any more than Jasmine does. Sorry, but something tells me both ladies are attracted to Gino for more than just his bald head. But that's not to say that Natalie isn't willing to have some fun with Gino while he's there. And she encourages him to give her a hat fashion show.
What do you think?
Oh my God, that is so cute. Love it. Oh, there's the tail.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I like that one.
Again, trying to be diplomatic here, but Natalie has a strange taste in hats.
Oh my God, that is so cute. Love it.
But I guess the same can also be said for her taste in men. Now, Gino and Natalie do seem to be having fun. They're getting on really well, and that connection that they had in Vegas has lasted. It is still in full effect. And the encouraging thing is, she can even tell Gino the truth when she needs to.
Oh my God. A lot of color at one time. Not your look whatsoever.
What?
No.
I guess you'd never need to worry about losing Gino in a crowd at least. But while it's all fun and games, things soon turn serious when Natalie asks Gino how his conversation and separation, definitive separation, with Jasmine went.
I was very emotional, I was very upset, and I kind of let her have it. And it sounded like Jasmine wanted to reconcile with me.
Now, Gino goes on to say that because he was so upset that Jasmine cheated, he didn't want to hear it, quote unquote, at the moment.
And I was not going to have any of that at that moment.
Yeah, that is hardly the definitive separation that Natalie instructed, is it? I mean, you've got to imagine, as someone that he's dating, as a potential girlfriend, that wouldn't exactly strike anyone with confidence that Gino is actually over it. Like, it sounds more like he's speaking from a place of hurt than from a place of actually finally definitively being done.
I told Jasmine that I want a divorce.
And how did she react to that?
I think she's a bit shocked about me saying that, to be honest.
Now, I do have to give Gino some credit here, right? He isn't sugarcoating anything, and he is being very open and honest with Natalie about the conversation that he had with Jasmine. I mean, he's not, for a change, he's not hiding anything from her. He's honest about the fact that despite not living with Jasmine for months, she still thought that they'd get back together. She was hoping to return back to his house that night. It's good that Gino isn't hiding that from her. But, understandably, Natalie now has major reservations.
It was really important for me for both parties to have closure because, I don't want to be in the middle of something that potentially you guys would get back together.
Gino does admit that right now they don't have full closure yet. But he tries to reassure Natalie we did take big steps towards accomplishing that. Like, for example, he hopes that telling Natalie he's given Jasmine's clothes back helps her to see and understand just how serious he is about moving on. But Natalie wants to know more. Did you tell her about me? She asks.
Does she know you were hanging out with me in Vegas?
I told her I went and seen you in Vegas, and I had a good time there.
Okay.
Natalie was pretty clear that she doesn't want to be a secret, right? So learning that Gino has told Jasmine about her must at least give her some sense of reassurance. I suspect that for her is more meaningful than learning that Gino has returned clothes or doesn't want to hear excuses at the moment. Like, the truth is, these two are getting on well. They do have a good chemistry, and it's for that reason that Gino wants to have more of it.
I want to invite you to come to Michigan.
I would love to. Absolutely, but what's there to do in Michigan?
Good question. In fact, heck, doesn't that sound a lot like what Jasmine was also worried about when she first arrived? Whatever you do, Gino, don't say that there's a good gym nearby. Now, knowing that Gino has now asked for a divorce does seem to set Natalie's mind at ease. She's ready to get to know Gino better. But perhaps she might have more concerns if she knew exactly what was going on in Gino's mind. You see, while he is excited and happy to be seeing Natalie again, Gino is also sad and struggling to come to terms with the fact that his marriage to Jasmine is ending. And as we actually see from the trailer to next week's episode, it appears as if Gino is now second-guessing himself.
I just regret not giving her too much time to tell me how she feels. I think it's at least worth having another conversation with Jasmine.
Oh no.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Here we were all crossing our fingers and hoping that it was all over and done, but it appears not. I mean, what is it with Gino? Why can't he just let her go? Why can't he move on? Well, like it or not, with Matt and Natalie waiting in the wings, with a baby on the way, Gino is gonna have to make a decision and stick to it.